Hey guys, this is Joey Plays Games, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a month, but today I'm bringing it back with my review of Tom Clancy's The Division. So I've broken up my review into 7 parts that I think are important to talk about with the game. About a month or two, close to 2 months after its release, and then I'm going to finish off my overall thoughts if you should buy it and why you should buy it. As you guys can probably already tell, my review is going over a montage of clips from that I've collected from The Division. So let's get into it. The campaign is start off for me as a great idea. You have this apocalyptic New York that it's not an apocalypse because of zombies, and it's not from aliens, and it's not just magically everybody disappears. It's an apocalypse fueled in reality of something that could actually happen, that a virus, man-made, comes in and wipes out everybody on a day like Black Friday, the biggest day for American currency, and it affects everybody. So I thought it was a great idea. The missions explore one narrative that ends up becoming, go fight this to get this and solve this problem, and the problem being take out the different factions. There's one thread from the missions that ends up opening a thread for the DLC, which is what happened to the first wave, and I think it's pretty interesting where they could go with that. More personal stories that are not found in the campaign are, at least in the main missions, are found with the collectibles, with the phone tapes and the echoes and whatever else you can find, which is nice, but it doesn't atone for a story that has great possibilities, but it just falls flat. So, because the story falls a bit flat, that means the gameplay has to come together to atone for some of the sins that the campaign makes for the game. Gameplay in this case is wonderful, and it brings so many options to the table. You've got 3 aspects to your build: your damage, health, or tech. Your skill tree with different combinations of mods let you do different really cool things while you're fighting. The gun customization, where you can go in and mod your gun with different attachments to improve the overall damage and DPS of the gun without putting different gear on that improves the DPS.
Hostiles are headed this way.
And then you've got the health gear and mods to improve the 3 aspects of a build. All of this on top of the grind to get better weapons and armor with better base damage and armor is just awesome, because it's kind of like what Destiny did, where you were always grinding for a gun that had better damage or better armor, or that had better light. This gives you a whole new set of things to grind for, and then adds 5 more on top of it. So I'm really enjoying grinding for the things in the Division. And then so let's talk about a little bit about the Dark Zone. I think it's a very fun and interesting way to involve multiplayer into a massive open world game like this. I like the aspect where you can go in alone, pick up a few things, extract, and if you want to pick up a squad, you can go and bully some kids. But if not, you can still go in solo and kind of get what you want out of the Dark Zone. I like that they brought in harder AI for the Division, the areas of the Dark Zone that are further up in the map that are harder, that you don't necessarily even see in some of the missions, at least before Incursions came out. Alright, so now that I've talked about the Dark Zone for a little bit, let's talk about the endgame content. I like, after the missions, it opened the final set of missions and you reach level 30, max level, it opens up this massive endgame content for you to go and explore to get yourself ready for the Incursions and future downloadable content. It lets you grind for your process, for your own progress, on your own without relying on RNGesus or having to grind 24/7 because of Phoenix, the different currencies, or the fact that you can go buy things with credits from vendors. You can go hop on for an hour, play a little bit, go sell some of your stuff, but you don't have to be fully invested in it. Because games that you are fully relying on RNG for drops, it takes away all of the fun out of the game because you're constantly grinding for it, unless grinding for it's your thing. So those are my thoughts on the end game. Let's talk a little bit about the expansion. So earlier I was mentioning how they kind of opened up, they can talk about their first wave and what happened to them. I think, not without spoiling too much, it's going to play with the roles of power and government, and should the government be giving all of this power and faith to just an agency that isn't even really employed by the government. It's just kind of stuck into a society waiting for something to happen. That's where I hope that they go with it, and hopefully they just don't add another faction into the map and into the game and just add more map space. I think that would be pretty lame. So about beginning of April, so 23 days ago from when I'm recording this, they introduced a free update that brought in the first incursion or raid into the game, and it's similar to a small DLC pack and included the one free raid, the Falcon's Nest, and added gear sets and totally new ways to play with your build. I thought that was really cool that they did it free, didn't cost you anything, and it seemed that kind of segments into what I want to talk about with their support. They seem to be listening to the community with bug updates and patch fixes, which is good, and seems to have set a road path for the big DLC, which hopefully that they add some sprinkles of free content for those non-season pass holders, and then keep the road path, and then you get the sequel or whatever, how they plan on doing it. Now, I had kind of written this, or was at least thinking about it before all of these big bugs this week. I know, at least from how they were handling the bugs from beforehand, that these bugs are going to be fixed, and from what it seems that they're going to be punishing players a little bit, which I don't think the punishing's right. So, but that doesn't take away from my thoughts on the game. It's how the developer and its support staff want to handle people who are abusing bugs during the game. It's not up to me to decide how to handle that, but that's a topic for another time. So, here are my overall thoughts on the game. I like the game. Its gameplay and grind is the best part of the game. I think the story falls flat on its original idea, kind of like what I thought the Rainbow Six Siege's little 10 opening missions, even though it wasn't a campaign, it really kind of left the door open for something bigger. So this campaign kind of seemed a fraction of what it originally was meant to be. I think the Dark Zone brings an interesting experience to PvP and PvE multiplayer, and it seems like a great addition to console MMORPGs, and overall, I love playing it. And if you love MMORPGs and you have a console or PC, this game is for you. But if you're only in games for the story that they can tell and the art, I think the art's there with the sunset and all of the beautiful sky views that you get from the city, but it totally falls flat on something that you look for in a good story game. So I appreciate you guys listening so far. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys do enjoy this new type of review. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think. And that's about it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy, and let you guys finish watching the last minute. The last little screenshot on there is my build, my last current build, so you guys can see where I'm at. So thank you guys for so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.